Okay, well, another tough one. It's I'm proud again of the way our guys fought. We needed to execute a lot better, especially in that first quarter and a half when we had a lot of momentum going. If we were able to do anything there offensively and put some points on the board, we really felt like we could have really got the momentum on our side. With the turnover, our early touchdown, the safety, some really good returns by Giles Jackson. But unfortunately, we didn't execute well enough. And that's a continuing theme on especially even in our losses, but also in our close victories. We need to execute better in all three phases, but especially on offense. We didn't play good enough on offense tonight. We didn't get enough first downs. We didn't score enough points. We didn't run the football well enough. We didn't throw the football well enough. We didn't catch the football well enough. And that allowed our opponent to sit there and just hand the ball off and not put them in any dangerous situations. And so we're going to let this loss is going to sting. And even after all that, we're right there at the end of the game, possibly trying to go down there and tie it up. And so with that, I'll take questions.
Jimmy, this is obviously a heated rivalry. How do you explain what happened after the game, though? It seemed like there was maybe some pushing and shoving between the teams. What did you see there? What's your assessment?
Yeah, I think throughout the whole game, and this is something that we talked about with our team, and there was a lot of chipping going back and forth. Obviously, a rival game, and during the game that was happening, and then all I saw was there was those guys chipping, 18 to 22-year-olds, and they were talking trash back and forth. I didn't hear what they were saying, but our staff and their staff did a good job of separating the guys before anything seriously escalated.
I mean, in the first half, you were seen on the sideline striking your own player. What were you thinking?
No, so Roque, again, just like Mike just mentioned, the guys were chipping back and forth, and one of our players, Roque, was up in a Oregon defender's face, and I went in to separate them and push him back. And then after that, we settled down a little bit. And that was our deal all week long, was we got to have poise. We knew this was going to be a very heated matchup, and there was going to be a lot of trash talking. And when we stepped in there, we were glad that a penalty wasn't thrown on our guys to put us back even further on that kickoff return.
Did you regret striking him?
I separated him. I didn't strike him. I separated him.
You talk about execution on offense. Do you put any of that on play calling or strictly on execution?
It's all on the coaches. It's all on the coaches. Execution starts with me. It's all on coaches. You can put 100% on the coaches. So you can write that. That's all on us. It's all on us first. We got to put our guys in position to go out there and execute and make plays. And so in my opening statements, when I said execution, I'm talking about myself and our offensive staff.
What was the thought process behind punting at the end there?
So we had 2 timeouts, and if we punt the ball and we stop them, we're going to have the ball with 50 seconds left to go down and score a touchdown. And so that was the thought process there. We weren't obviously planning on getting a safety there with our punt operation. But we would have 45 to 50 seconds left to go down and still tie the ball game up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Do you consider going for it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm considering everything. We're always considering everything. And at that position, after the 3 plays that we just did right there and did not move the ball 1 inch, and we still had the opportunity on a fourth, it was 4th and 10. We could punt the ball, stop them on defense, get the ball back, and then hopefully have better field position to go score.
How frustrating was it to not feed off that momentum you had early when you had
Larry.
safety and your picks?
Larry, so frustrating. So frustrating. You have a team like that on the ropes in our stadium, and all those big plays that we're making, the defensive stops that we're making, extremely frustrating. And so we're able to convert some of that momentum into touchdowns, field goals, and move the ball and get first downs. We're going to be able to wear our opponent down. And that changes the whole makeup of the game, and that's what we got to work towards. we got to be able to move the chains and score points, especially when we're feeling that energy and juice from our crowd, and we're making plays on the other side of the ball.
You mentioned not taking Oregon out of their running game, which is probably their game plan. Do you feel like the defense sort of wore down in the second half there?
I don't. I mean, yeah, if they're going to hand the ball off that many times, for sure. I mean, they're going to crack one every once in a while, like they did. You know, this always goes back to what I've mentioned in previous press conferences: is if we never make our opponent have to throw the ball, and they can just sit there and just pound it over and over and over and over, that becomes tough sledding, especially when you're playing a good team like them. And back to Larry's question, if we get some momentum going and we go up 21-3, 24-3, guess what? They're not handing the ball off. And now all of a sudden, here comes the sacks, here comes the interceptions, here comes some big time plays, and they're not having to lean on the run game. But that didn't happen. We didn't put them in that position, so they were able to play conservative and rack up the yards.
Do you think your offense allows for that to happen, where your opponent has to bend in the run?
Say that again. Sorry, say that question one more time.
You mentioned earlier that you want to wear down your opponent, and also that you want your opponent to make sure that they stop running the ball all the time. Do you think that your current offense allows for that to happen?
Yeah, we didn't play well tonight on offense. If that's what you're saying, and I think I already said that. And it starts with us as coaches. And so yes, if we are able to score points and move the ball and get some more first downs, then yes, we wouldn't have finished that way.
I think everybody knows the offense needs to execute better. Are there changes that you can make in the offense to give it a jump start right now?
Yeah, we're working on those every single week, and it's going to continue to be a work in progress, and we need to see results, and that's what we're going to keep going and going back to work tomorrow to try to fix things.
Do the post-game altercations disappoint you as a coach, or is that something that you don't mind when your players get a little chippy?
No, we don't want either side wants that to happen. We don't want that to escalate like that. We want it to end, and both teams, give congratulatory high fives or whatever, hugs. A lot of these guys know each other, and then we want to separate. That's how we would always want a game to end, with a handshake. And so, no, we don't want that to happen.